What is up? What is up, everybody? God, I'm so sorry about the wait. I don't know if it feels like it's been as long for y'all as it has for me, but God, it feels like weeks since I've been on here. We had that collab last was it last Saturday night with Matt from Black Line Brief, and that was real good. Got a bunch of good feedback from that. Seemed like everybody enjoyed it. I had a good time, and yeah, so I decided to take a day and do a few fairly necessary upgrades, and got everything tore apart. Went to go put it all back together, and had some technical difficulties. And so yeah, I've been struggling along to try to get everything back up and running, and so yeah, it was supposed to be just an easy upgrade, and it wasn't too bad, but it was a little bit of a pain. So either way, I got it working. It's good. There's still a few more upgrades that wouldn't hurt to have, but for now, I've got two screens at least. So, and that is going to help tremendously. So, guys, I am glad that y'all are here. It's good to see everybody in the chat. I know there's more to pile in, and yeah, hopefully y'all will just keep coming in, and we'll have a good one. Let's see who we got so far. Mermaid, what's up? Haven't been seeing you so much lately. Good to see you in here. There's Bliss. How are you doing, Bliss? Kelly, Crystal, what is up? I thought it said 8:30, so you might have looked at the wrong one, and I apologize about that. Let's see. 8:30 is going to be, I want to say 8:30. I think 8:30 is maybe Jay. Friday night. I'll have to go back and look. But one of those is either 8:30 or 9:30. Anyway. Let's see. Yes, I did. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you very much. Matter of fact, I'm fixing to show some of that. Thank you for that. Nosy, what's up? What's up? Yes, I did, Mermaid. I did. And I'm sorry. I meant to reply to that comment, and I didn't. I apologize. I think, best I remember, Mermaid, correct me if I'm wrong, was that not about the, let's see, was that about the other show on there that's called something similar? I may be getting yours confused with somebody else's. How does my mic sound, guys? Am I too loud, or anything sound shitty, or... Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. I try to reply to all of them, Mermaid. You know that. So I apologize for not getting back with you on it. Yeah, y'all let me know in the chat how the microphone sounds. If I'm extremely loud or something, I can cut it down. I've had all this apart and had it back together, so there could be a few little tweaks that I need to make. So y'all just let me know. And if you keep seeing me cut my eyes to the left, that's because I probably need to switch screens, because I try to keep an eye on myself, and I'm on the side over here right now. So you know what, let's just do that real quick, because that's probably going to bug me and y'all also. All right, I'm going to get rid of this and maximize this. All righty, there we go. That's a little better. All right, let me see here. Move this back like so. Okay. There. I can watch myself and watch the chat, and I don't have to cut my eyes over all the time. So there we go. Good. Thank you, Mermaid. So I don't know about lots, but I did see two. And they are close. One of them is like the real one, and the other one I forget. They are really close. Mine's the only one that's like spelled out the real one podcast. I think it'll be all right. There was actually another Adam Thomas podcast, believe it or not. I don't know if anybody ever noticed. And if anybody has tried searching for the real one podcast and had trouble finding me, that is kind of normal. I've even Googled it. So when you do a name change like that, it takes YouTube a day or two to fully catch up. And so right now, if you search the Real One podcast, it's probably going to pull up those other ones. But since mine is the only one that's actually fully spelled out, The Real One Podcast in full. It should come up right at the top after YouTube catches up. So I did do my homework a little bit. I still could be wrong. They could be wrong, but that's what I got out of it. So anyway. All right, guys. Hey, and Mermaid, while I'm thinking about it, we're getting really, really close to being monetized, thank God. And when I get monetized, that is going to allow me to do memberships. That being said, I know there's a few off our normal topic things that you have asked me about covering, and I've been thinking about that, and I do fully intend on covering stuff like that. I'm thinking I'll probably, once I get memberships, and it's not going to be much, but we'll probably do those off-topic things as members only lives. So no, but I did a little dance, Mermaid. Now I just need a few more watch hours, and we'll be golden. So, yep. I made the 500, and now I got to make it to 3,000 watch hours, and I think I'm around 2,600. So we are definitely getting there. Thank y'all for all the help. Thank y'all for going back and watching them over and over and over and over and over again. Whether you're paying any attention to it or not, just playing it helps. So I really, really appreciate it, guys. Okay, so I don't know how many of y'all have seen this. I know it's been floating around a day or two, but I want to watch some of it. And then we have I have some screenshots that I got. They came off of X. Matter of fact, Crystal, thank you again for these. She shot them to me by email just not long before I started. But they were some text messages that were. And now, I think they're legit. I even talked to Crystal earlier, and she thinks they're legit. Can I absolutely 110% prove and promise that they are? No. But they do seem like they are. I'm going to let y'all decide. But it is a bunch of text messages concerning the whole digging all the dirt up and paving back over it, on Sunday. Had to be done before Monday morning. So, and to be totally honest with you, I skimmed through a couple, but I really haven't read much of it. So, we're going to be, it may be a nothing burger. I don't know, but we're going to find out together, because most of it I'm going to be reading for the first time myself. So anyway, ain't that exciting? All right. All righty. Let's start with a little bit of video, and then we'll check out some text messages. And hey, let me know in the chat. Hey, Brett, I'm sorry. I meant to text you. I have had more technical difficulties, and so I was messing with it, and I meant to text you. I'm sorry, buddy. Glad to see you here. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I made a post this morning. This one was somewhat impromptu. Normally I would be going in the mornings. This morning I would have normally gone, but I was having my technical issues. That being said, I do plan on going back to the normal schedule, and I won't have y'all up at midnight watching me. So anyway, but yes, thanks for popping in. Thanks for popping in, Brett. And look, if a bunch of y'all, no, I don't either, Crystal. Well, what I seen of it, I don't think so either. But I was just saying we're going to all be pleasantly surprised together. But anyway, I don't know if everybody's seen this or not, seen the whole thing. We started to talk about it, me, Matt, Greg, and Echo, and we kind of got sidetracked on it. So I figure let's do it. Let's talk about it. We'll go through those text messages and we'll call it a night, because I think this is really important, and I think it's really interesting. And I think somebody needs to be answering some questions as to why there was such a rush to get that spot covered up. And don't use the mental, the mental distress and shit that was going to be put on the college kids. Nah, sorry. They make all kinds of barriers that you can put up that can't be seen through. Hey, they could have tarped that son of a bitch up from the top all the way down to the ground. There were ways of dealing with that. This was something more than just wanting to cover it up. So, no, actually, that is exactly what it was, wanting to cover it up, allegedly. It was something more than just wanting to, put something else there so it didn't stress the poor little college kids out. So anyway, that being said, without further ado.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Jimmy Rex Show. Today,
And I pulled a Barron. What about that? Don't you love it? God, if Barron can do it, I can do it. Sorry. That's all I got to say. Here we go.
on the podcast, I have a We Are the They member, a good friend of mine, the man that did my Zen garden, but also the guy that was hired to pave over Charlie Kirk's murder.
Did you see the look on dude's face? He was like, God dang it, dude. Why'd you have to bring up the Zen garden? Shit, it sounds kind of...
scene. So we got a very fascinating human being, Mr. Dan Merrill. Dude, good to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Let's just kind of cover this Charlie Kirk stuff first.
Okay.
And then I want to kind of get into more of your story and some other stuff like that. One of the reasons I want to have you on the podcast, it's just fascinating. Probably one of the 3 or 4 most impactful moments of our lives as far as, a national event goes. And you got thrust right into the middle of it.
Yeah.
So what exactly was your role? What happened? How did that all come about for you to be the person that, I think, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on, you haven't really told your story, but you've been getting a lot of like death threats and people that think you're part of the conspiracy. And I just wanted to kind of really get into how that all happened for you.
Sure. Well,
and addressing the whole death threats, I mean, I don't know, maybe there's some crazies out there, but I mean, usually people on the right are not the first to just jump up and start threatening to kill somebody because they put down some papers. Maybe so. But I don't know. Maybe just a little bit of exaggeration, a little bit of, embellishment there. I don't know. Could possibly be. Seems strange. Maybe so. I don't know.
so interestingly enough, I came and met with you about your Zen garden. That was right when it happened. I was on my way back to my shop in Provo, and I saw 6 different precincts flying past me in the commuter lane. And I got to, my shop is right. It's probably 2 miles away from UVU. I grew up right there. We walked, it's Vineyard, which is now UVU. And I saw all the cops coming past, and I got off on University Parkway, and everything was shut down. And I thought, what the hell, right? Got on the phone, asked Google, and Charlie Kirk, had been shot. I think Orem's a small town. This is where I grew up. I remember when it was UVU, UVCC, UVSC, right? It's grown. And so anyways, I think a lot of people around the world are looking at it, but when it happens in your own community, it's raw.
Yeah, and it happened 5 minutes from my old house that I moved from 6 months ago.
Right. And it was like this cloud had settled in on the valley, right? I was pretty ashamed of our state, that it happened in Utah of all places, right? So anyways, that we've been watching him on.
Okay. Making sure my pause button was working. Anyway, so a lot of people have asked, and I don't know, he's got a tattoo. Who knows if he's Mormon, but now, or LDS. Let's go with that. I don't know, but I would say there's a good chance he is LDS adjacent. And is that a problem? No. Does it mean that he could be, trying to cover up for somebody? Yes, but the things that he is saying to me, I don't see how they could benefit him in any way. So I feel like he's pretty credible. That's just my take on it. I don't know. Y'all see what y'all think.
Online forever, right? I think his conservative values. So fast forward.
Yeah, he does look like Matt, Crystal.
I think that was probably.
He might actually look a little bit more like Mr. Clean than Matt does.
Maybe a Wednesday.
Yeah, September 10th. I remember that.
Okay,
yeah,
is it
was a Tuesday? I think it was a Tuesday.
Tuesday. My wife at that point was pregnant and very hormonal. She had been watching.
Hey, what's up, Jesse? How are you doing? I don't remember seeing you in the chat before. I'm glad to see you here. We do have a rule about this chat. If you show up once in the chat, we expect you to show up every time, or at least as much as you can. So I hope we see you here. I hope we start seeing you pretty regular. And yes, that is true. I have considered that, but also he does say here shortly that he doesn't even generally answer his phone on Sundays. He told the guy he doesn't work on Sunday. And then when the guy told him what it was for, he wanted to help, so he made an exception. I don't know. That's why I was saying he's probably at least LDS adjacent. He may not be LDS, but anyway.
Watching his videos for years. And so,
Oh, by the way, Jesse, this is the coolest chat on the internet. The best bunch of people. Everybody that comes in here says they love these people in this chat. So we're a really tight community, and it's good to see you. And please subscribe if you're not. Please subscribe if you're not, because we try to hang out here a lot. We always try to cover some good stuff, and I got some good collabs coming up too this weekend. Yep, I got John Bray is going to be Friday night. John Bray is the exploding microphone dude. Done some amazing work, and we're going to get all the updates from him. And then Saturday night, don't know if you're familiar, but I know several are. Jay the Yapper, we're gonna collab Saturday night. So, and then got a bunch of other ones in the pipeline too. So anyway.
oh, anyways, there was just that cloud. There was a cloud in my home.
Yes, Mermaid. He's the one that paved over it.
There was a cloud in the valley. I think everybody could feel it. It was palpable. Fast forward, I'm at home with my
Friends with Matt is awesome. That is my buddy. I tell you what, talk to him about every day. He's helped me out with the whole logo change. I tell you what, Matt is just a good dude. You just can't beat him.
family, and I get a call, and I don't answer my phones on Sunday. They left a message, and the gentleman said, "Hey, this is kind of weird," and he was kind of hemming and hawing on the phone.
This was 5 days later then?
Yes,
You said it was on this Sunday? Okay.
Yeah, on Sunday. And he says, "We've got a paver emergency." I'm like, the hell is
When the hell's a
what the
paver
hell
emergency?
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
right.
I'm thinking, this guy's, what the hell? So anyways, I wasn't going to even respond because I don't typically do that. But I'm like, paver emergency. Part of my MO is I like to be useful, where I can be help, So I texted the guy. I said, "Look, I don't work on Sundays. My guys don't work on Sundays. I'm happy to call you on Monday. What's a paver emergency?" So he sends me pictures of right where Charlie was murdered. And he says, "We need to put pavers in this place." So I called him, and the guy seemed like a genuine good dude. He says, "Look, we don't have a whole lot of answers. We're told by, people above us that we've got to put pavers in, today and tomorrow. It needs to be in by Monday."
That's kind of a don't ask, don't tell type of situation, I'm guessing.
And we've never done pavers. We've never installed them. And we want to make sure we do it right. And he says, "Would you come help?" I said, 100%.
Want to make sure we do it right. That sumbitch has got to be sealed up tight where there is no more access to what's underneath.
So I went and got my shit. I got my trailer. I started calling my guys, and none of my guys answered. And so I started calling my other guys, my brothers. And then I called another, so I put together this ragtag team, of guys that we showed up on that Sunday, within an hour and a half of when they called us with our trailer. And we met with a couple of dudes. I was telling you there wasn't a whole lot of information. There was two guys that were kind of in charge.
So by this point, it's all dug up and everything.
Everything's
What
tore
did
out.
it look like?
I've got pictures, I could give you pictures.
Sure.
He talks about how it's they took out 10 inches. And to me, that sounds extreme. I'm with Barron though. When you look at the pictures, and I should have put some of those in here. Anyway, yeah, he did, Daisy. I was talking to him in the background. He's cool. "Hey, Charlie's Angels, what is up?" Yeah, you never know, Charlie. You never know, especially these days. But anyway, it seemed a bit extreme. And I'm with Barron. It looked like it was more than. A bit more than 10 inches. we'll hear him say it here. The reason for getting down and digging down, but we'll touch on it again when we get to that point. But I feel like what they took out was a bit extreme.
Of exactly when I showed up, I took pictures of what it looked like. They had taken out about 10 inches of the dirt around the whole place, right? You know, right now you can see where the pavers are. Everything under that, probably 10 inches had been excavated.
Why do you think they excavated so much dirt? You think that they were trying to make sure they got any bullet fragments or anything that was in there?
I wasn't looking at it with that lens, dude.
I don't think it's bullet fragments that would have been the concern, just saying. Fragments, yes, possibly, but not bullet fragments. And no telling what all else.
Dude,
Really?
I wasn't.
It didn't even cross your mind?
It didn't cross my mind. Here's the thing. You were saying stuff on social media. Everybody's saying stuff on social media.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I got so disheartened with social media because they just spin everything and they talk shit and fear mongering.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with talking shit. I talk shit. That's what hey, Penny, what's up?
and hate sells. And I didn't want to see it. I knew there was videos out there. Right when I pulled into town when it happened, I Googled it and I saw the video from afar, right, of Charlie getting shot. And I thought, man, I don't want to see that shit. This guy got shot. You see it, you know he's probably dead or dying, right? I don't want to see somebody murdered, especially a good man, a father and a husband. So I hadn't been on social media. I had stayed away from it. My wife had been on it, and she was a wreck, bro. She was just, all that ugliness was just. So when I got the call, I thought, you better fucking believe it. I'm going to go help. That was all it was. I'm going to go help these guys. He's asking for help. They want to do it right. He framed it in the sense that, hey, we want this to be done right. So that's why I showed up. So, I mean, to do pavers correctly, you over excavate, you get rid of the topsoil.
Oh, you do?
You do, 100%.
Okay.
You want to get a good base. And these guys had kind of.
And I agree with that 100%. If you lay those right down on top of topsoil, there's always the chance that soft topsoil on top will start to settle, and then you end up with dips and humps and cracks, and it's not good. So I agree 100%. You do have to dig down some to get to good solid dirt. Now that being said, and also you want to get down below the height that you want to end up being at. Because most of the time they'll take and put, sand or something like that in there, because it can be smoothed out more than you're going to get the dirt. And they'll pack that down real good before they lay the pavers. That being said, so the way way that courtyard was laid out, the tent where he was like right at the bottom, because everything stepped up from there, and you could tell that it wasn't that the ground just naturally went that way, but there were intentional actual steps in it. Like when you looked at the way the water was and how each one of them stepped down. So all of that would have had to have been dug out down to the bottom. And so one of the main reasons why I say I feel that was a bit excessive is because, yes, there would have been some topsoil on there, but it would have probably been minimal, because there's no telling how many times that shit had been dug up and packed down. So I think that, like I said, I think that 10 inches, a foot, whatever it ended up being that they pulled up out of there was excessive. Now, why? That's a good question. But we'll just have to, I guess, hopefully we get those answers. I really would love to have those answers.
There was two guys in charge and a ragtag crew. One of the guys was in charge of a state-owned facility in American Fork, and the other guy was in a maintenance groundskeeper on a facility in Provo. And these are the two guys I'm corresponding with. The first guy, the second guy that I hadn't talked to on the phone basically said, hey, look, we're not talking to anybody. We're not saying anything to the media. He says, this is above our pay grade. the FBI and the state, the governor
Yeah, I always love that. That's above our pay grade.
and the FBI. That's what they told me. The governor and the FBI said they want this done by Monday, and we need to get it done. We're not asking questions. We're not.
I mean, this dude got called on a Sunday, and this shit got to be done by Monday.
Talking to the media. And so I said, okay. So I just, that's kind of my MO is, I've been in so many car wrecks and, I got a rollover when I was 17 and there was 3 girls in the car. I broke my back in 3 places, got a traumatic brain injury, but I didn't have my seatbelt on. I wrecked. We rolled down the freeway. We landed on the wheels and I got out and say, all the girls were screaming. I said, who's hurt? How do I got all the girls on the stretchers. And then, so it's kind of my MO is under pressure, I know how to just show up and help as best I can. So that's
So you guys got it done that day, the next day, and then
so we worked until night, and basically until dark, and then we came back the next morning and started getting it installed.
Was there anything that happened afterwards, like any weirdness? Did you start getting people calling you or texting you trying to get more of the
100%.
story? Like what happened then?
Well, no, not. I think there was the thing that felt fishy to me was after it happened, and I saw at that point.
Hey, I see on the chat. I do agree. I do agree. It's odd, especially that he waited so long. And honestly, I'm surprised he's talking now. It wouldn't have surprised me at all if they'd have made him sign a damn NDA, to be totally honest with you. Holy Lord, how did I do that? Okay. Oh my God. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm telling you. Maybe I just need to, maybe we just need to, maybe we just need to call it right here and start back over next week. I'm just kidding. Lord have mercy. But yes, I'm honestly surprised they didn't make him sign one. And hey, maybe they did. Maybe it was only for a few months. Maybe it was, maybe he just broke it. Who knows? But it wouldn't surprise me. So, yeah, pull a Barron. If Barron can do it, by God, I should be able to get by with it.
A few people had kind of accused me of being a part of the cover up. And I thought, so I started.
I mean, look, with good reason. I mean, to what extent, we don't know, but you were in the most literal fashion, not only part of the cover up, you were the main perpetrator of the cover up. Now, the cover up could mean a couple different things. And maybe you didn't know anything about any of the other stuff that you were covering up. But yes, dude, I hate to say it, in the most literal sense, you were definitely involved in the cover up.
Watching the videos. I started getting on Facebook and I'm like, well, fuck. Maybe I was. Fuck's sake.
Yeah,
and
I mean-
I really started questioning. Like I had this weird thing going on. And
Do you think it was weird that they immediately decided to
That dude's damn white ass skin makes his shirt look dirty.
excavate and pull up a murder scene of like such an important murder that's completely doesn't make any sense with the official narrative? Don't you think that's super weird that they
All the more reason to cover it up, dude. You are looking at this through the wrong lens. All the more reason to cover it up.
would immediately try to excavate all that and pull it up instead of making it a crime scene?
so here's what a lot of people don't realize is very public crime scenes don't last as a crime scene very long. They
So we're crime scene investigator now.
just don't. Typically speaking, they come in, they take all their evidence, they wash it down with a fire truck so that people aren't coming and looking at all the blood and the gore. That's fairly typical. I don't know. That's what I know. So at this point, that happened Tuesday. We're Sunday, so Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, till Sunday's a longer time. I thought but they started pulling it up. I think
Yes.
like the next day or 2 days
I don't
later.
know
You
what
weren't
that,
part of that.
Yeah, I wasn't part of that.
That actually that makes more sense because like I thought you were part of like the pulling it up and everything else as
No,
well.
so
No, and so talking about cover-ups, this is what we call compartmentalization. They do that for one reason and one reason only. You can have a big, complicated cover-up with all kinds of different things, all kinds of different complicated twists and turns to make this thing work. And the first thing that most people say is, there's no way this is a cover-up. There's no way they did this. There's no way they did that. Look at all the people that would have to be involved. Somebody would have told by now. Not that many people can keep a secret. But when you take a cover-up, an alleged cover-up like this, and it's a project of a big, it's a big project, what you do is you divide that into lots of smaller projects. Everybody does their smaller project, and like dude told him when he called him, we're not getting any answers. Most people probably aren't asking any questions, and if they are, they're not getting answers. But they do their one little thing, and that's it. They don't know anything else about what happened before. They don't know anything else about what's coming next. They just know they got this one thing to do, and that's how they get by with that, because then you don't have a whole bunch of people knowing the whole plan from start to finish that can go blab about it.
after we put the pavers in, we were working as a team, but
Right, Crystal, I meant to say that, and I just totally skipped right past it. Yes, it was on a Wednesday, not on a Tuesday.
I was going past some of the grounds guys, and I said, I just hollered at him, said hi, and he wanted to tell me about, he was the one who pulled it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did he have to say? Do you remember his name?
I don't. No, I don't think I got his name, but he was part of the grounds crew for UVU, and he was pretty ticked. He was like, dude, I don't know why the hell they're bringing you guys in here or why they're bringing the state in here. They made us tear everything out, the blood and the nastiness. He was responsible for the cleanup, and he was a little bitter. He's like, I don't know why they're bringing other state guys, other state employees to finish out this crime scene.
No, it makes sense. So, and then you've had people, because
Yeah, I remember. I remember him saying it, and like I said, did he already say it, or has he still got to say it yet? Anyway, I know that the paper says it, whether I missed it or whether it's still coming. But yes, he was wrong on that. It was not a Tuesday; it was on a Wednesday.
look, I've been following it semi closely. It was for a while, right? Now it's pretty clear to me they set this kid up, and
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
it looks like it was the law of the.
Imagine that. Yeah, he said that's what it looks like. I wonder if he come to that realization when he saw that he was paving over a crime scene, whether or not it was technically legally released to them. And you know what? That's my thing. Okay. They went in there. All the crime scene technicians, crime scene investigators went in. They got what they think they needed. Look, I'm not a homicide detective or anything like that, or no crime scene tech, but I have watched a lot of ID Channel in my day. And so even though it might not be an active crime scene, as in still collecting evidence, a lot of times in especially these big high profile type situations, they'll go do what they got to do. They'll collect what they think they need, but then they will just say, okay, leave it. This is still a crime scene, because they can always go back and reference it then. I mean, it's not really that uncommon for like the defense and everything to want to go back to the crime scene and check it out or do some reconstruction. You can't do that when you've pulled a fucking foot of dirt out of there and put concrete over the top. I mean, It wasn't just a snafu. It wasn't just somebody not thinking ahead. It was exactly the opposite of that, in my opinion. Allegedly, somebody was thinking ahead and thought this shit has got to go.
Like, I would bet my life on that. And we all know that Charlie had turned on Israel.
Mermaid, no, it is not normal for a place like that. Oh my God. Anybody that works at those places or has had any involvement with places like that always bitches because it takes forever to get anything done. You need a pencil. It might take you a week to get it. Like, you've got, I mean, bureaucracy as bad or worse than the government. Things take forever. So for this to have not already been scheduled, which I think we have verified it was not scheduled, for this to have not been scheduled, and then this dude gets a call on Sunday, says it's got to be done by Monday, that's odd.
And that's probably why they killed him. I mean, that's their MO.
And just one point. When we were sitting,
Exactly, Charlie's Angels, exactly. And you never know what you might need to go back and test or see or recreate or whatever. Especially, like I said, on something this super high profile. I think they knew what they were doing. They did it for a reason, allegedly, in my opinion.
there, somebody had been killed there, bro.
Sure.
It was heavy, dude.
Exactly. And that is one of the cases that I had in mind, Kelly. Absolutely. Yes, the jury physically went out to the crime scene. Now, what if they go out to the crime scene? Nice place to take a picture, but that's about all they're going to get out of it, right?
Dude,
It
was heavy, dude. It wasn't like, I didn't want to fucking be there. I didn't want to be there, but I was trying to be useful. As you look up and you see where they're saying this shot's coming from, it's in
Charlie's Angels, I'm not sure whether it was or wasn't. I mean, I don't think the tent was still there. So it could very well be. But again, just judging by the way they've done everything else, I'm guessing they probably got rid of that tent just as quick as they possibly could.
plain fucking view.
I mean, the first thing people are going to want to know about is blood spatter and stuff like that, because, I mean, it by necessity, there will be blood splatter from a gunshot. When, no doubt, without a doubt, hands down, every time, no exceptions. And from what we've seen so far, by some really good footage, doesn't appear there was any of that. So, yeah, that raises a bunch of questions. So, yeah, it probably went to the landfill like the next day if I had to guess.
You can see, like, but dude, I've hunted. A 30-06 from that close a range does not do what that bullet did.
And it does not do what that bullet did. That's one way of putting it. Another way of putting it would be, yeah, I'm not going to go that way. That'd be a little bit graphic for me to explain. But yes, you're right, dude. Yeah, that definitely, what happened there was definitely not the fruits of a 30-06.
Right? You look at the videos, you see his shirt do some crazy shit. You see his team.
Mermaid, yes, it's not the very tent, though. It is a similar tent. It's just, one that looks like it. That question got asked off the bat by many people. So, as far as I know, no, it's just another tent like it. It was not the tent.
Catch him before he hits the fucking ground. But yet they can't see a guy right in front of them setting up. Like, it didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't make any sense.
That is true. And I screwed myself because I have a really good video that a really good friend sent me earlier showing that. Look, we'll be talking more about this. I did not even think of that. But yes, what he says is absolutely true. Like, there's a video floating around that shows it was looking out the glass at the Losi Center. Like, you can see that whole roof, and it's like it's just right there. And so the chances that nobody's seen him out there are just unbelievably slim. That not one person, okay, let me rephrase that. There is video of a guy out there that was recording and said, oh, hey, there's somebody on the roof. So we know at least one person saw somebody up there, but for nobody else to have spotted him up there doing whatever the hell it was he was supposed to be doing, I don't know. I think you got a better chance of winning the lottery.
I mean, there's a really good comedy thing that Jimmy Dore does about essentially what they say the official narrative is. Like the dude literally had to like take the gun apart, switch his clothes, put the gun back together, switch his clothes, go down. Nobody could see him this entire time, reassemble the gun, ditch it at a house that's owned by Palantir. Like the whole thing is just insane.
Can you email me something about that, Charlie's Angels? I believe you for sure, but somehow I missed that. That would be great if you could email me something. I would love to see that. Shoot me a link or whatever. That is very interesting. I've got to put my email address. I'll tell you what. We're going to listen to this, and unless there's something that just jumps out and slaps me in the face, I'm going to continue. I've got to put my new email address up here on the screen. So let's let her rip while I put my email address up there, and then I can drop it in the chat too.
The official narrative is insane. It's kind of like I just think it'll be like JFK, right? Like, yeah, we know what happened now to JFK. We know who killed him. We know why they killed him. If you're following,
it's a different day and time. I've got a little selfie. I've got a little short that actually turned out to be quite a big hit for as few followers as I've got. I posted that thing on Instagram and got like 1,200 hits. 1,200 views within hours, not even a full 24 hours. But anyway, of me saying, yeah, guys, you know what? It's time y'all realize it. This ain't the JFK days no more. It's not the RFK, the MLK. It's not that day anymore. There is too much information readily available and too many people that give a shit, for y'all to keep doing the same old shit to us. You just can't lie to us anymore like you used to.
All this stuff. No. And it's kind of the same thing with Charlie Kirk. I think we'll never really know, but we kind of already know, you know? And that's just the reality of the world that we live in, man. I will say, like, it was just such a weird day. It really changed the world, I think, in a really bad way. And
I agree.
Charlie Kirk was one of the few things standing between Trump and the Iran war, which we've now seen as a disaster. I can't figure out how to get out of that and all these other issues that are happening. But regardless, it's like, yeah, you're kind of attached to this history of it. So
yeah, it's interesting because after we got done, the fake reviews started to come in.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I started getting probably a dozen fake reviews, just 1 stars. And I started looking, a friend came to me and said, hey, I'm so sorry that people are, well, let's see the timeline. I started getting fake reviews. So I posted a video.
Oh, okay.
And I just said, look, we were showing up to be helpful. And that's really all there was. If somebody was covering this up, it was the FBI, it was the state. It was not some maintenance guys and a landscaper.
Well, what the FBI would do is they would call a random landscaper.
Right. Which made no sense.
Like, why do you think they called you? Like, you're kind of a smaller operation.
Right.
Like, that was the part where I was like, oh, they kind of used him, like, because it made no sense.
Not only that, but sounds like he's the best paver guy around. He's like the best at putting concrete pavers down.
And so you're not a big operation.
No.
You wouldn't be the first call.
No.
You're also like a very humble, quiet guy. It's like, I just felt like maybe that's why they picked you.
Yeah. And maybe that's part of what kind of blinded me a little bit, is I got a call and they said, and it was like, why the hell would they call me?
Yeah.
I'm like, definitely not the most qualified,
right.
I do hardscapes, and we were close. That might have been it. I don't know.
How close were you to UVU? Where's
my
your
shop is probably less than 2 miles away.
Okay.
So it's right there.
So there could have been just Google the closest one to
Could have
UVU
been.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I doubt it. We're talking LDS country. We're talking CIA country. We're talking FBI country. I doubt they just, went to Google and pick the closest one. Could be wrong though. And by the way, I just dropped my email address in the chat. So Charlie's Angels, if you've got anything on that, which if I know you do, please shoot me something. I'd love to see that. And for anybody that does try to email me, make sure you look at that real good. That does not have podcast on the end. That was not available when I created that. So it is PCast, just so everybody knows. The real one, PCast@gmail.com.
And I answered.
Sure.
I answered the call. So
Do you regret doing it?
no.
Okay.
No.
Well, because you've had some death threats and stuff, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Not actual ones.
Hindsight, there was a few of these truth seekers out there that have really big platforms on the internet that
I mean, were they threatening to kill him if he didn't come on their show or what? Like, I don't understand that. I mean, who was sending him death threats? I mean, to me, that just makes no sense.
claimed that I was an Israeli death squad. I mean, I posted a video saying,
Israeli death squad. Again, who in the hell is dumb enough to blame this guy for killing him when he was the guy that got called to lay concrete pavers over the top of the crime scene? Don't make a lot of sense to me. A lot of things don't make sense in this world. So you know what? I could be wrong. Just saying.
dude, guys, we were just trying to be useful. If there's a bigger scheme here,
Exactly right. Mermaid, the truth seekers. That would be us.
I promise I'm not part of it. I'm not that important. I'm not like, I didn't live, I'm an open book. I'll tell you, I've got history and, anyways. And so I reached out to a few of them, because people were just,
Yeah, just want to get the story told.
Yeah.
Straight. Yeah.
He reached out to a few of them. And you know what? Again, he could be telling the truth. What podcaster worth his salt, anybody from down to my tiny size up to some of the bigger ones, would not be interested in talking to the guy that literally, in its most literal sense, covered up the crime scene? Why is this guy the first guy to talk to him all this time later?
Yeah, I've had that before. People are just making stuff up about your, like, well, here's what I discovered. Is like, I reached out one time, somebody was making
Jesse, good night. Thank y'all for coming out. We're generally not this late during the week, so I apologize for that. But please subscribe, hit the little notification bell, and that way you'll know when we're live. And come join us again. Hey, you're friends with Matt. We're friends with Matt, so come hang out.
some stuff about me, and they tried to turn it on me. They're like, "Oh, this guy's in my DMs now, trying to hit me up," and I'm like, "You little bitch! Like, that's not what I was doing. I was trying to."
Yeah, that's some good thinking, Elizabeth. There's probably some truth to that.
Like, tell you like what the real story was, and then I realized something. Like, oh, they're not looking for the honest truth.
Yeah,
no, they're literally just trying to cause drama. And then from that day forward, I literally made a rule. I'm like, I will never respond to a troll again.
Yeah,
because they're not acting in good faith. They're not trying to get it right.
Well, and a month after that, it had tore me up, dude. Because again, I wasn't sure what the hell just happened. Like, my intentions were pure. We weren't even going to ask to get paid on that job. We were showing up to be helpful. And by the time we were done, I'm like, you know what? I want to pay my guys.
Of course.
And so I charged the state.
Yeah, that's kind of like Tyler Robinson. He was going to take that to his grave. But before the end of the day, he was like, I think I'll just tell everybody in Discord and my gay boyfriend, or, my tranny boyfriend. And not only will I say it and type it and put it in message form, but I'll also write it down on paper and take pictures of it.
Why wouldn't you want to get paid? It's the state.
I know. I don't know. We were showing up to be of service. I don't know.
Well, quit doing that.
I know it is what it is.
Yeah.
But after I posted that video, some trolls trolled it and spun it, and 2,000, 3,000 comments later, I'm everything. I'm a ghost company.
Did you make the mistake of reading the comments?
Oh yeah. And it tore me up, and I realized in the end that it's none of my business.
You learn that. Well, the thing is like, look, and I have empathy for people in this situation, because everybody can smell the bullshit, and everyone's like, this isn't right, this doesn't make sense, this isn't adding up. And so you're kind of grasping for straws a little bit. Like people that criticize Candace Owens, I think it's funny because I'm like, I love Candace Owens. She's wrong about stuff, but she admits it. But she's not trying to get everything right. She's doing what an actual investigative journalist should do. You're just throwing questions out, you're asking questions, you're talking to people, you're taking every single piece of possible clue or evidence or whatever you can, and you're trying to figure out what happened. Like if I die tomorrow, I want somebody to go to bat for me, like Candace Owens. Like I don't care if she's wrong 20% of the time. She is trying to get it right, and she's asking enough questions. It's funny. It's like Alex Jones. The guy's been validated on 80% of what he said, but people still want to focus on the 20. I'm like, that sucker said a lot of shit before anybody else that ended up being true. And I think Candace is kind of the same way.
Yeah.
And then he turned right around and abandoned every single value that he ever had. All of the, everything that he built his platform on, all of a sudden, the brakes went on and it came to a halt. No. We got to believe the Fed slop. That's exactly what he said, and not those exact words. And so that was a little bit suspicious to me. I don't know what y'all thought about it, but yeah, I thought that was very odd.
Yeah, well, she's the only
Did
one.
she reach out to you?
No, and she didn't come after me either. At least what I saw. I stopped watching. It was like,
Well, she wasn't really coming after anybody. She was just trying to get the story right.
well, there was a few that were coming after me that were,
Sure, there was others that. I said Candace though. She was just trying to get the story right.
yeah.
Well,
I just thought it was interesting that none of them, I reached out to a few of them.
They didn't get back to you?
platforms. No, nothing. It's like, dude, they didn't want,
I'm sorry. I just don't buy that. Did he reach out to me? No. If he had reached out to me, would I have gotten back with him? Abso-freaking-lutely. And I'm sorry, but I feel like Candace Owens or Baron Coleman or Ian Carey, any of these guys with these huge platforms, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that they would have contacted him. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong on that.
they wanted to be an echo chamber. And they wanted the,
what's one of the things, so the last couple of weeks I've really I made a couple of videos, just explaining the history of what's going on in Iran and some other things, and you kind of got to be willing to take on some noise when you do that. Then I realized, I'm like, you know what, like I've been watching this Iran thing now for almost 50 days, and it's just spinning in circles, dude. It's like a freaking, have you ever watched a TV show? It's like Yellowstone. You ever seen Yellowstone?
like one episode.
So okay, well, season 1 you're like,
Now I know he's lying. He says he's only seen one episode of Yellowstone. Come on, dude. That's like the best show on TV.
this is the best TV show ever. Well, they
Yeah, see? And he just validated that.
run out of new storylines, so they just recycle them. And it's like now I think they've had 5 seasons, or they ended up with 5 seasons. I cannot tell you one thing from one season that is specific to that season. It's all just this giant blend of bullshit. And you realize that, like, remember when we were younger and they had the daytime soap operas on, and you knew those were just a joke, right? We just don't know that they're a joke now because they're produced better. But like, there is no good reason to watch those things anymore.
Okay, Kelly. Maybe he's being honest, and maybe he really has only seen one episode. But they're like Pringles, With Pringles, you eat one, you just can't stop. I mean, it's hard for me to believe that he watched one episode and he never seen any more. So if you don't want to get hooked on a TV show, maybe you should keep it that way, Kelly.
And so like all those TV shows now to me, and I feel like that's what's going on with like the Iran war. It's like, we're going to close this thing. We're going to open it. No, we're not. And now we are. Now Israel's doing this and Hezbollah. And it's just like this circle of drama that just captivates people and that keeps them stuck in this place. So I made the decision a few weeks ago. I'm like, I'm going to every day, I'm going to skim through my suggested videos on YouTube because it'll tell me the headlines of what's going on, but I'm not going to actually watch a video or read anything about it. And dude, I feel like I'm just as informed, and I haven't had to kind of worry about anything. There's a famous quote, I can't remember who it was, but he said, if you watch the news, you're misinformed. If you don't watch the news, you're uninformed. And it's kind of like, that's where we're at. But so
I don't watch the news.
Well, my point is what you're saying. I've done the same thing now. I've just kind of withdrawn a little bit from it. I don't want to pretend it's not happening. We need
Mermaid, I am in a constant state of deja vu, just so everybody knows. All the time.
to speak up. We need to like call out the bullshit. Like, I do think it's working in a lot of ways. But I also think it's just this drama circle that just keeps you stuck in these patterns of drama that really go
Yeah, I don't blame you, Kelly, honestly.
nowhere.
Well, and this all pulled me into that. For about a month, I
Yeah.
was just like, I was constantly checking Facebook to see who had just cut up my video and hammered me. You know what I mean? I'm
If
like,
you're not used to it, it's very uncomfortable
I
at
had never
first.
had that before.
Once you've had it a few times,
yeah.
you realize these are just very unhappy people that have nothing better to do. Truly.
Yeah.
But the first couple times,
it was a shocker. I was like, holy shit. I shouldn't have put that video out.
Like
bro.
I just did my fitness show a couple weeks ago, and somebody had set up an entire account. It was a
There's some for real fucking assholes out there in the world.
brand new account. And they were just like, went on my page and they're like, you're ugly. You're still, your skin is orange. You still look fat. And I was like, kind of just laughed. I'm like, I was a little bit flattered. I'm like, because I literally got down to 9.3% body fat. I got it.
yeah,
I
you're
got
fat.
it. I got it like measured
dialed.
on a DEXA machine. And I was laughing and I was just like, God, this person. I go, do you think their blinds were drawn when they did that? You think they're in a basement? Is it their mom's basement? It was just like, where do you have to be in life that you're like, I hate Jimmy so much that even when he's doing, and it's what you realize though, it's just like, and I just I didn't even respond. I just block him now. It's like, I wouldn't let somebody walk in my house and just start saying things I don't like. So I'm like, anytime somebody comes at me now, I just block them. It's just,
Well, I
it's
love
for your
that.
own peace. You just get used to it.
Well, because I was doing your Zen garden when this all went down, and you're like, dude, don't read the comments, dude. You gave me really some.
Well, you know what? I always read my comments because my comments are full of you fine people, and I really appreciate them. By the way, something I read or learned a few days ago. I appreciate all the comments, and they do help. I did hear that anything 6 words or more is better. Most of y'all do 6 words or more. But, yeah, just keep that in mind next time you're commenting, if you would make sure it's 6 words or more, that would be just lovely.
Read the
Context.
comments.
You're like, dude, if somebody comments some bullshit, block them.
Yes.
Don't even give them
Do not
time
respond
of day.
because their win is being significant enough that that's a part of the story, responded to them.
Yeah,
and that's the only way they win. And so the only way to actually get them to go away is you literally just block them and never speak to them again. Yeah.
Well, so I've gotten better at that.
Well, let's go into the Zen Garden, bro. You killed it out there.
Yeah.
I know. If you follow me on social media, go check it out. My Zen Garden. It was funny. I
Okay, I don't think we want to
moved into this house and
garden. Let's
said
see here.
it was a 3/4 acre lot, and I don't know. I was
House that was pumping out, so we didn't know that either. So it was logistically a little challenging, but it was a lot of fun. You kind of gave me in real estate when they were just young kids. It's fun, man. It's fun. I never, I think my soul started calling. I grew up in machines,
down exactly what we did, my experience. Dude, there were some crazy parts of it. Joe Dispenza's meditations are a lot. He goes very deep if you've ever listened to him.
I have, yeah.
He's like,
That less than, I don't know. I was groveling. I didn't.
All right, guys, I think that's the meat and taters of it. Did I miss the part where he said who told them this had to be done? Maybe I missed it. Anyway, yeah, so he said that the guy told him that the word came down from the FBI and the governor. I mean, that is some really crazy shit, really. What business is it of the FBI's? And besides that, the FBI, in my opinion, would be the ones that would want to preserve the crime scene as long as possible in case they needed to go back and, again, look at something, reconstruct something, or what have you. But it was the FBI that said this needs to be done by Monday. Talk about sus. And then also the governor, which I don't like that son of a bitch myself, Spencer Cox. I could make jokes for days. Anyway, this is allegedly, but you know, that son bitch. I don't trust him any further than what I could throw him. I think that's a crooked son bitch in my opinion. So, yes, I believe you're correct there, Daisy. I believe that. Like John said, with that micro shape charge, when it went off, it would have spread residue everywhere, and the chemicals in particular that they use are like they're really really nasty stuff, cancer causing for sure, and so they needed to get rid of that for that reason, and not only that, but it would be really easy to go back and do a soil sample to check see if there was any kind of explosive residue there, and that would that would tell us a lot. So they can't do that now. And then besides that, with those pavers over the top of it, you don't have to worry about anybody going in there and scratching around and doing any kind of, you know, any other kind of investigating or digging. So it's not good. Kelly, yes, Mitt Romney is a creepy son bitch. That's all I got to say. I'm not even going to put allegedly in front of that. So, all right, guys, let me pull up these. These text messages. Sorry, I'm getting there. Okay. Let me remove my video. Right. And this is the first one. Man, I wish some things were bigger. All right, I think I am going to have to move over here just so I can actually see that. All right. Looks like that's as big as that's going to get. All right. So let us go through these. All right, we got a location here, and honestly, I'm not sure who's who. That is one thing that kind of sucks, which it would probably been redacted anyway. But so we're just gonna have to go with it was a conversation between, you know, people regarding the that job. So Division of Facilities Construction. Okay. Came from DFCM, Division of Facilities Construction. All right, good deal. Appreciate that, Crystal. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. We have the main off due to a break. The valve is to the north, up the ramp. Thanks. Okay, we heard the media was bothering your team. Shall we send a uniform over? Good Lord. Maybe that would be good. My guys are well trained in. Let's see, well trained in what? Okay, let's see. We'd like to start with a 20 by 60 paver pad in our courtyard. Oh, I can't hardly see this. I know y'all can't hardly see it if I can't. Let's see. I wish I could adjust the, wait a minute, hold on, here we go. Let's see. There we, all right. I don't know why I didn't do that to start with. Okay. We'd like to start with a 20 by 60 paver pad in our courtyard. Are you guys coming down tomorrow? I'm en route now. My guys are getting stuff together for the paver pad. Wow, I'm in a meeting. Do you want one of my staff to meet you? Yes, not sure where yet though. Let's say 8 o'clock at the site on the plaza. That should work. Perfect. Thank you. And this right here says, well, we don't want the sod. Don't know what the rest of that is, sadly. Okay, let's see here. Let me get up the next one. All right. That one's got a picture on it. We don't want the sod. Oh, you can junk that. Okay, now, that right there I do have to draw attention to. We don't want the sod. You can junk that. I could be mistaken, but I feel like anytime there is a situation where there is a lot of bodily fluids of any kind, but especially blood, that are spilled. Is there not like a specific protocol and certain things that have to be done as far as removing it? Because it would be considered a biohazard. Am I wrong on that? I don't think I am. So it sounds like, from what I can see here, that they're telling some random contractor, they don't want the sod, just to do whatever you want to with it. That seems like a no-no. Sounds good. We'll get it out of here. Stand by. We do want some over by the event center. I have no idea what that circle's supposed to be. Okay, there's a couple small... Okay, there we go. Okay, there's a couple small spots east of the ticket booth at the event center that did not take. It will be very obvious if they go take a look. It was too hot when we laid it. This go around, it will be great timing. The sod will easily lift up and the new pieces can easily be put back in place. Sounds good. We'll get it over there and installed. Thank you. After we do that, are we okay to remove the remaining sod? Yes. We won't trash it, so if UVU needs it in the future, we'll have it. Sod is pretty cheap. Okay, so it seems to me like these people are assuming that UVU would want their sod, but for some reason, at least the way I take it, the sod that is in question, they're like, haul it off and get rid of it. So what makes the difference? Why is all this other sod okay, and why would they assume they just want to keep it? But again, I didn't see anything about any kind of protocol and what is supposed to be done with biohazardous waste. Okay, let's see. Sod is pretty cheap. All right, gray pavers. Red is too much. I gotta agree. On it. Can you send me a pin where the sod needs to be placed at the event center? Aerial view. Okay. Also, can we be shown where the irrigation valve is for that area? We have the main off due to a break. The valve is to the north, up the ramp. That seems like the one I was reading first. Thanks. We heard the media was bothering your team. Shall we send a uniform over? Maybe that would be good. My guys are well trained in. Maybe we'll see the rest of that. My guys, let's see. I don't know. Sounds like UU, I'm going to assume that's supposed to be UVU, has some we can use. If so, we'll bring it down ASAP. Nice. We want to fully fence off the top of the plaza as it begins to stair step down, correct? Yes, the top edge. Perfect. UU has some barriers available, but they are bright red. No, thank you. Any other color? I know, I thought the same thing. They made me change the paver color this morning. We can get some of the galvanized ones from the state fair, but that will be tomorrow morning. Thank you. That will help. Please ask them to tighten up the ribbon before they leave. Will do. Looks like they want water. I'm running down to assist. Thanks. Sounds like we can get more fence tonight from the state fair. My guys are going to pick it up and bring it down. You guys have been great. Happy to help. I have 182 feet of fencing arriving in about 90 minutes or so. Is there an on-site contact? Let's see, is there an on-site contact? We should coordinate with, or can we just pull up, unload, and install? Just get her done. Thank you. Patio is done. Is this UVU's flag? If so, do you want us to secure it and light it? It's a loaner for a week. I think we have enough ambient light to be good. Thank you so much. Okay, it's a loaner for a week. Do you have anyone coming to plaster the ceiling? Not yet. We'll get working on that piece. So-and-so is on it. He'll be on site tomorrow morning to assess with redacted. We do want it brightly lit. I have my team bring in lights now. Thank you. Redacted, when will I see something from the architect? Okay, guys, I am going to have to now remove a few of these so I can add a few more back in their place. Because you can only put so many up there, and there's a lot of messages. We don't like that many more, though. All right. Just a few more. Guys, I know this is probably kind of boring. I think it's interesting in a way, but, you know. Don't fall asleep on me, guys. Okay. Hopefully that's not one we already had. It's hard to tell till you get them pulled up and opened up. How do I have more? Do I have more than 10? Good Lord. Okay. Oops. Let's see. Remove. Okay, let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm working on it. Working on it. Remove. There's got to be a faster way of doing this. Sorry, guys. I'm almost there, I promise. Okay. I got enough going this time. I know. All right. Image file. Start right here. Okay, beautiful. All right. Couple more, guys. Couple more. Sorry. two more, I think. Let's see, that one. Actually, I think that'll do it there. Okay. Let's see if we got back to the right place. Contractors are cleaning their tools. I like concrete for ease of maintenance and snow for removal. Could do stamped concrete in some areas to get a good feel. Where are we thinking the work will begin for tomorrow? Was this part of the big plan, like you and somebody were asking, or a quick change or improvement? On the new sod pavers above the pump station, that sounds good. If the area is to remain open in winter, I suggest concrete to help with maintenance. I'll turn water off in the area. All right. From DFCM, our guys busted their tails today. The first pavers are being laid down now. I've coordinated either the state fair park on getting more fencing. We picked it up and we are delivering it shortly. There they are, hard at work, covering up the crime scene, making sure nobody can get in there. And no, you're good, Crystal. I probably got them out of order myself, putting them in here. I just appreciate you sending them to me. Like I said, I probably got them mixed up myself, putting them in here. Don't you worry about that. All right. Yep. Look at that. Hard at work covering up that crime scene. Hard at work burying them explosive chemicals. Hard at work burying that shattered ABS plastic. Hard at work burying that tempered glass. All allegedly. Seems like, plausible. And, look, not only that, I don't really know where all the dogs went. I don't know if they took them over there under the tent or if they kept them kind of out and about, or what. But it seems like if the dogs didn't hit on that day, that there's a chance that maybe a dog could hit on that later. Probably after you scooped a foot of damn dirt out of there and then put sand and concrete and pavers in there, you would never have to worry about a dog hitting on it after that, at a future date. So, I mean, hey, it makes sense to me for them to do it, right? I mean, there's a reason why they did it, and I think we all know why. Do we know exactly what particular what particular substances, chemicals, what have you, they were trying to cover? No, but we know that they were trying to cover something up. So it is what it is. Maybe one day we'll get some answers. Y'all think we ever get any answers? I mean, I'm hoping and praying. One thing about it, when Tyler walks, because I got a feeling he will. I got a feeling there's going to be a bunch of pissed off individuals like me and y'all, and we need to make it very, very, very plain and well known that if y'all didn't get the guy the first time, y'all need to get y'all's asses back out there and do a real investigation and find who actually did this, like we pay you to do. Come down off of your high horse up there with Erica building. Ain't got time to come down here with us lowly fuckers. All right, let's see if I missed anything y'all were trying to say to me while I was reading all that. Guys, I appreciate y'all showing up, coming out. I know it's late. I'm fixing to have to turn in, but I want to go through here and see what all y'all got. Let's see. Aussie land. Yes. Aussie. Sydney. Thanks for being here, Kez. I don't think I said anything to you yet, so good to see you here. What is it, about lunchtime there, Kez? Yes, Danks and Barron both do have the researching down pat. That's for sure. Ooh, so negative, Mermaid. Why you gotta be like that? They start small, humble, and then they get bigger and not humble. I can promise you right now, I will stay humble. Y'all make sure I stay humble, okay? I mean, I'm not a humble person anyway, but I know what you're saying. And so that's what I mean. Don't let me turn into one of those guys. And I don't mean anybody particular by those guys. I'm just saying. It's late. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Even if I'm just reacting to something that somebody else has done research on or what have you, a lot of times people tend to glaze over that stuff. Sometimes they just kind of, a lot of times when people put some of the stuff out, especially some of the more complicated stuff, they're not really good at presenting all of that information and not only doing that, but making sure that when they present it, that everybody understands it. It's not a matter of not being smart or any of that. It's just some things people don't know about. And so when you just spit them out there, some people are going to be lost. I try to be a little more granular with things, and I try to, especially things that I know could possibly be an issue. I always try to break those down. That's important. I have found that useful myself when others have done it, and so, trying to do the same. Let's see. Mermaid, I know the story he's talking about, Brett. I know what story you're talking about. That's a long story, so there you go right there. I feel like each person in this world has their own way of viewing things, and there's always something to gain, and community is awesome. We need it now more than ever. Chat is awesome. Absolutely. I've said this many times to people, Matt's one of them. I never understood this chat thing. I never could have guessed in 1,000 years that it would turn into something like this, where we're like family. I've watched thousands of YouTube videos in my life. Never have I ever gone to a live stream and gone into the chat. Why? It didn't appeal to me, and I didn't see why it appealed to other people. So there's no way, if I hadn't started this channel, that I would have ever figured this out. And I appreciate y'all guys for filling me in on it. I really, really appreciate it. Let's see. Hey, this is Jennifer from X here because of Crystal. What is up, Jennifer? Good to see you here. I'm sorry we're winding down. Catch the replay for me tomorrow, and then but then look, I'm probably gonna do one a little earlier tomorrow. I've got to get back on my normal schedule. This week it's been a little bit rocky, but Friday night we got John Bray coming on. That's gonna be a barn burner. It always is. John Bray is amazing, and then Saturday we are going to do a collab with Jay the Yapper. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but if you're not, you need to go look him up. Good stuff. I really love that dude's work. He's like me. He's kind of laid back and doesn't have like a huge strict structure to all his shows. He has a couple things that he plays and a couple things that he knows he wants to talk about, and then just sees where it goes. So really good stuff. If you haven't checked out Jay, go check him out, give him a subscribe, and make sure and come here to watch me and him Saturday night. Both of those videos are up in the, if you go to my lives, both of those thumbnails should be up. Yeah, that's right, Charlie's Angels. That's what I'm thinking. Again, Crystal, don't you worry about that. I don't know what order I got them in. I just, when I put them in there, I very well could have got them mixed up. So anyway, all right, let's see. Man, I tell you what, I love 3:30 p.m. Not too long, you'll be eating supper. Victor Marks, yeah, that one's that's a freaky sumbitch. Look, I can tell you exactly why they did it. Well, you answered your own question. Hide in plain sight. Yep. It's sad, but it's true. And you know the bad part about it is, you know how hard it is for really good, well-meaning, like people that actually do want to help those kind of victims? It's going to be to a point where nobody's ever going to trust anybody in that field, no matter how good their intentions are. And it's assholes like that is why. It's getting to the point where you hear, nonprofit, you're related, or you're doing work, related to an orphanage or something. We all know what you're doing. And it's sad, but that's the way it's getting to be. I don't know, Kelly. We'll see. I kind of see what you. I look at it both ways. I haven't landed either way. We'll just have to see. He does know too much probably, and I think that he was probably not supposed to make it past the apprehension. I don't think he was ever supposed to march his ass up in that police station like he did, or sheriff's office, whatever. I think that that little problem was supposed to. I think he was supposed to got Jack Rubied. Let me rephrase that: Jack Rubenstein. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's see what we got. I have video of Victor Marks and his wife saying, doing very scummy and compromising things. Wow. That's just a scummy sumbitch. If you want to share, Jennifer, I dropped my email in the chat somewhere, and it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. It is the Real One PCast, not podcast. The Real One PCast at gmail.com. If you want to share, shoot that to me. I'm always up for looking at some good material. Let's see. One kid, Victor Marks, claims you say, yeah, go missing, to sex trafficking, 5 black mark. Yeah. It's absolutely disgusting. Some creators don't interact with the chat, and that's fine, but the chat feels less connected, right? And I don't like that. I want to feel connected. I'm trying to do, so I failed a little bit tonight. Sorry for people watching the replay. You got two different kinds of people. You got people that love the live. They love the interaction, the back and forth. And then you've got other people that like to just watch videos. They don't care. And some people are bothered by the live experience. What I'm trying to get where I can do is maybe do my videos or do my lives and address the chat maybe, several times during that, and then, but just not all the time. Or even once in the middle and at the end, whatever, we'll figure it out. But that way, I can start taking my live streams, possibly clipping that part out, and then just posting as a video without any of the live chat interactions. Trying to, get the best of both worlds. Y'all guys bear with me. We're doing we'll make it work for sure. Good, Jennifer. Good. Well, generally my schedule lately, and I'm not saying, I'm still trying to play around with it. I'd like to get it to where as many people that come and hang out in this chat can be here as possible. But generally, recently, what it has been 9 a.m. Central Time, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Friday night at 8 o'clock, generally me and Greg and Matt from Friends with Matt go live. This weekend, this Friday night, it's going to be John Bray. But then I'll either do Saturday night and or Sunday night, just depending on what's going on. But either Saturday night or Sunday night, usually 8 or 9 o'clock, something like that. But just make sure you got the little bells. He hit the bell, and you'll know. Anyway, all right, let's see. Do you really, Crystal? I don't know if I seen the pictures. I heard something about that, but let's see. I have, Elizabeth, and I'm sorry I haven't been replying back. I have been getting them. I've got to sort through them because there are a few of those definitely that I want to play on here. But I've got to kind of sort through them and get them kind of arranged by category, I guess you could say. Yes, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I always appreciate clips. Yeah, Rick, I can answer that question for you. They probably didn't want them up there. They probably afraid of what they were going to find if they did. So, all right, let's see what we got. What we got? I got an exclusive talking about he needs to get done in once. Hey, I tell you what. Yeah, absolutely, Jennifer. Yep, absolutely. You do that. We'll definitely be in touch. Yep. Any of y'all that like to dig but don't necessarily care anything about doing like this, getting on camera and making an ass out of yourself, I'm more than happy to make an ass out of myself and share whatever it is that you've dug up. And I always credit anybody. I mean, it does nobody any favors for me to act like it's mine, including myself, because I probably won't get anything back from that person the next time. So anything you dig up, unless you say, hey, I do not want to be associated with this material, you'll get full kudos for everything, 1,000%. So that's just the way I work. No, Elizabeth, you're not overloading them. Look, if I've already seen them or used them or what have you, no harm, no foul, okay? So you're good. You're good. I appreciate it. Let's see what we got. Charlie, what are you leaning towards as possible theories, and which ones do you personally feel are ruled out? If we're talking about like method of expiration or what have you, however you want to put it, I'm still with John Bray for the most part. Not completely married to anything, but we're going to talk to him again Friday night. And yeah, that's where I'm leaning right now. Oh, space lasers. Oh, I remember that. I remember that Marjorie Taylor Greene shit where they started talking about the Jewish space lasers. It's hilarious. Of all the questions, I could have said that was mermaid without even looking at the name. Why is Charlie sitting like that? Hey, good eye, mermaid. You're awesome. Thank you for hanging out with us every time. You always make the chat interesting. Look, we can't be too serious. You know what I mean? Like we gotta cut up and have some fun too. So, all right, guys, it's late. It's probably later for some of y'all than it is for me. Yes, Rick, John will be a great show. Friday. It'll be this Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time, Central U.S. Time. So I'm not sure exactly how that translates to your time, but if any way possible, set your alarm for that and make sure you're here because that will be excellent. John is always great. He's always got good info, and it's been a few months since I had him on before, so I know that he has not stopped his testing and his researching. So I know that he'll have some new stuff for us, and what's not new, I'm sure that he is. He's thought all through those things and maybe he's got some different perspectives on stuff. We'll talk to him. We'll find out. So, all right, guys. I guess I'm gonna wind it here. Sorry, it was somewhat of an impromptu. I'll just be totally honest with you. I had my technical difficulties, and also I'm not gonna name any names, but there were a couple of creators that I had been talking to that maybe possibly were gonna come on, and so I didn't really have a whole lot planned. So I kind of had to slap this together between my technical difficulties and kind of planning on having somebody on. So not making excuses, but anyway, it was good. I had fun. I hope all of y'all had fun. Nihilist with a Twist. That's one I'd like to get on. I guess I need to talk to just over 500. Last I looked, it was like 501. When I got off of Matt's stream the other night, it went to 505. I was tickled. And then the next morning I woke up and it was 495. And it does that to me every now and then. So I don't know if some people unsubscribed for some random reason or if it's just messing with me, but I'm up to 501 right now, I think. So anyway, yeah, absolutely. Shoot me an email. That is cool. I appreciate you showing up. Guys, we are getting there on the monetization. Can't wait. We'll do the members thing and all that good stuff. Yep, there you go. 6 words or more. That's right, Mermaid. I appreciate you always comment on my stuff, so it always helps. Anyway, guys, I think I pinned my links in the chat if anybody wants to contribute to the cause. If not, they are in the description of the video. Sorry, it's late. I got Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, depending on what flavor you like the best. Anybody feels like helping me out there, it'd be more than appreciated. Obviously, more than anything, I appreciate y'all showing up for me. All the back and forth and engagement is amazing. So, all right, I got to work my real job tomorrow. I'm assuming some y'all probably do too. And so let's go hit it and be back tomorrow. Yes, absolutely, Crystal. I just saw your comment. Absolutely. And hey, thank you, guys. I'm out. I'll see y'all right back here real soon. Thank y'all.